Beer, a simple word that evokes a sense of relaxation, camaraderie, and enjoyment. And let's be honest, it's also the perfect excuse to avoid doing chores. It's the world's oldest alcoholic beverage, with a history that dates back thousands of years. Archaeological evidence suggests that beer was being brewed as far back as 5000 BC in ancient Mesopotamia. They probably needed it after a long day of pyramid building. Enjoyed by countless people across the globe, beer transcends cultures and borders. It brings people together, whether in celebration or in simple everyday moments. Because nothing says world peace like a cold one. From ancient civilizations to modern societies, beer has played a crucial role in social gatherings, cultural traditions, and even religious ceremonies. In ancient Egypt, for example, beer was a staple in the diet and was often used as an offering to the gods. Talk about divine taste. With its refreshing taste and diverse styles, it's no wonder that beer continues to be a beloved drink for millions. From lagers to ales, stouts to IPAs, there's a beer for every palate. The variety of flavors and brewing techniques means that there's always something new to discover. It's like a never-ending treasure hunt, but with more foam. Today, the art of brewing has reached new heights, particularly in large breweries that produce massive quantities of this popular beverage. These breweries are marvels of modern engineering, capable of producing thousands of liters of beer every day. That's a lot of happy hours. These industrial-scale operations utilize a fascinating blend of traditional techniques and cutting-edge technologies to ensure consistent quality and efficiency. From the selection of the finest ingredients to the precise control of fermentation temperatures, every step is meticulously managed. It's like a science fair, but with tastier results. Join us as we delve into the fascinating world of large-scale beer brewing, exploring each step of the process from raw ingredients to the final product. We'll take you behind the scenes to see how barley, hops, water, and yeast are transformed into the delicious beer you enjoy. Spoiler alert, it involves a lot of bubbles. Whether you're a seasoned beer enthusiast or simply curious about how your favorite brew is made, this guide will provide an inside look into the intricate and rewarding world of large-scale beer production. You'll gain a new appreciation for the craftsmanship and dedication that goes into every pint, and maybe a new excuse to crack open another one. Every beer, from light lagers to rich stouts, begins with 4 fundamental ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, and yeast. These ingredients, though simple on their own, come together in a symphony of chemistry and craftsmanship to create the diverse world of beer we enjoy today. Each ingredient plays a crucial role, and the way they are combined and processed can lead to vastly different flavors, aromas, and textures. Water, often called the lifeblood of beer, makes up the vast majority of its composition. It is the foundation upon which all other ingredients build. The source of the water, whether it be from a mountain spring, a well, or a municipal supply, can impart unique characteristics to the beer. Brewers often adjust the mineral content of the water to suit the style of beer they are creating, ensuring the perfect balance of flavors. The quality and mineral content of the water can significantly influence the final flavor profile of the beer. For instance, the soft water of Pilsen is ideal for brewing pale lagers, while the hard water of Burton-on-Trent is perfect for brewing hoppy ales. Brewers must carefully monitor and adjust the water chemistry to achieve the desired taste and mouthfeel in their beer. Malted barley provides the fermentable sugars that yeast will convert into alcohol. It is the soul of the beer, contributing not only to the alcohol content but also to the color, body, and flavor. The malting process involves soaking the barley in water, allowing it to germinate, and then drying it in a kiln. This process develops the enzymes necessary for converting the starches in the grain into fermentable sugars. Hops, the cone-shaped flowers of the hop plant, contribute bitterness, aroma, and preservative qualities to the beer, balancing the sweetness of the malt. They are often referred to as the spice of beer. Different hop varieties can impart a wide range of flavors and aromas, from floral and citrusy to piney and earthy. The timing of hop additions during the brewing process can also affect the final character of the beer. Finally, yeast, a microscopic fungus, is the true workhorse of the brewing process. It consumes the sugars extracted from the malt and produces alcohol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. There are many different strains of yeast, each contributing its own unique flavors and characteristics to the beer. Some yeasts produce clean, crisp flavors, while others can add fruity or spicy notes. The fermentation process is where the magic happens. Yeast transforms the wort, a sugary liquid extracted from the malt, into beer. This process can take anywhere from a few days to several weeks, depending on the style of beer being brewed. During fermentation, the yeast not only produces alcohol and carbonation, but also a variety of flavor compounds that contribute to the complexity of the final product. The careful selection and combination of these four ingredients, along with variations in the brewing process, allow brewers to create an astonishing array of beer styles, each with its own unique characteristics. From the light and refreshing pilsners to the dark and robust stouts, the possibilities are endless. The artistry and science of brewing continue to evolve, pushing the boundaries of what beer can be and offering new experiences for beer lovers around the world. The journey from raw barley to the beer in your glass begins with the malting process. Barley grains are first steeped in water, encouraging them to germinate. During germination, enzymes within the barley are activated, which will later be crucial for converting starches into fermentable sugars. Once germination has progressed to the desired stage, the barley is carefully dried and kilned to halt the process. The drying temperature and duration during kilning play a significant role in determining the final color and flavor of the malt. Lighter malts used in beers like pilsners are kilned at lower temperatures, while darker malts found in stouts and porters are roasted at higher temperatures. The resulting malted barley is then carefully crushed to expose the inner starches, preparing it for the next stage of the brewing process, mashing. Section 4. Mashing, extracting sugars for fermentation. The crushed malt, known as grist, is combined with hot water in a large vessel called a mash tun. This is the first crucial step in the brewing process where the foundation of the beer's flavor and body is established. The grist is carefully measured and added to ensure the right balance of flavors. This process, called mashing, activates the enzymes present in the malt, allowing them to break down the starches into simpler, fermentable sugars. These enzymes, primarily amylase, play a vital role in converting the complex carbohydrates into maltose and other fermentable sugars. The efficiency of this conversion is critical for the quality and alcohol content of the final beer. The temperature and duration of the mash are carefully controlled to achieve the desired sugar profile for the specific beer style being brewed. Different temperatures activate different enzymes, which in turn affect the sweetness, body, and mouthfeel of the beer. For instance, a higher mash temperature might result in a fuller-bodied beer, while a lower temperature could produce a lighter, crisper brew. During mashing, the mixture of water and grist, now called mash, is constantly circulated to ensure even temperature distribution and optimal enzyme activity. This circulation, often referred to as recirculation or Vorlauf, helps to create a uniform mash and prevents hotspots that could negatively impact the enzyme activity and the overall efficiency of the mashing process. The liquid portion of the mash, rich in sugars, is called wort and is the base for the beer. The wort is carefully drained from the mash tun, leaving behind the spent grains. The sugar content of the wort is measured to ensure it meets the desired specifications for the beer being brewed. This sugar-rich liquid is what will eventually be fermented by yeast to produce alcohol. After mashing, the wort is separated from the spent grain through a process called lautering. During lautering, the mash is transferred to a lauter tun where the wort is filtered through the grain bed. This process not only separates the liquid wort from the solid grain husks, but also helps to extract additional sugars from the grains. The spent grains, now devoid of most of their fermentable sugars, are often repurposed as animal feed or for other agricultural uses. The wort is then transferred to a large kettle for the next stage, boiling. Boiling the wort is a critical step that serves multiple purposes. It sterilizes the wort, halts any remaining enzyme activity, and allows for the addition of hops, which contribute bitterness, flavor, and aroma to the beer. The boiling process also helps to concentrate the wort and develop the color and flavor profile of the final beer. Section 5. The boiling kettle, hops take center stage. The wort is brought to a boil in a large kettle, typically made of stainless steel. Boiling serves several essential purposes. It sterilizes the wort, killing any unwanted microorganisms. It evaporates excess water, concentrating the sugars, and perhaps most importantly, it's where hops are added. Hops are added at different stages during the boil, each contributing specific characteristics to the beer. Early hop additions, typically within the first hour of boiling, provide bitterness, which balances the sweetness of the malt. Later additions, towards the end of the boil, impart hop aroma and flavor. The duration of the boil can range from 60 to 90 minutes depending on the desired bitterness and hop character. After boiling, the hopped wort is cooled and transferred to fermentation tanks. Section 6. Fermentation, Yeast's Magical Transformation. Once the wort has been cooled to the appropriate temperature, it is transferred to large, temperature-controlled fermentation tanks. Here, yeast is added and the true magic of brewing begins. Yeast consumes the sugars present in the wort and produces alcohol and carbon dioxide as byproducts. This process, called fermentation, typically lasts several days to a week, depending on the yeast strain and the beer style. During fermentation, the temperature of the tanks is carefully controlled to ensure optimal yeast activity and the development of desired flavors. The carbon dioxide produced during fermentation is often captured and later used to naturally carbonate the finished beer. Once fermentation is complete, the beer is transferred to conditioning tanks for further maturation. And there you have it, folks, the magical journey of yeast transforming wort into delicious beer. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more brewing adventures. Cheers!